Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters calls it the most disturbing case he's ever seen.
He says Deasia Watkins decapitated her 3-month-old. A judge had ordered Watkins to stay away from her daughter because authorities were concerned for the baby's safety. Local 12's Larry Davis spoke to the little girl's father today and joins us live in the newsroom. Larry?
Rob, these details are gruesome. The coroner says the baby was stabbed several times in the face and had her head severed. The body was placed on a kitchen counter. A 5-year-old child found her. The knife used in the attack was placed in the victim's hands. As we found out today, the mother lost custody because she suffered from postpartum psychosis.
I don't even think she would be that type of person to do something like that.
James Brown is the father of Janiah Watkins. He says he can't fathom what Deasia Watkins is accused of doing to their baby, a child to whom he had no custodial rights.
No, they said I couldn't have custody because I ain't signed a birth certificate because I was at work. So, and we never went to pick up the birth certificate, so.
My heart hurting. I'm hurting real bad right now. And we don't really have a lot of answers or nothing. We gotta wait to find out everything that was going on.
Caretha White says she's Janiah's great aunt. She wonders why Deasia Watkins was with the baby in the first place, a child she professed to love.
She would always act like she was so in love with her. She loved her baby. My baby this, my baby that. I love her. She's a blessing, this and this and that. And then you turned around and did this.
At a news conference today, Prosecutor Joe Dieters and Coroner Dr. Lakshmi Samarko outlined the gruesome details of the baby's murder. Dieters says the baby was in the custody of Watkins' aunt, who allowed Deasia to move in.
The mother was ordered not to be with this baby. And the aunt, who had custody of the child, permitted the mother to come and live with her for approximately 1 week before this happened.
James Brown says even though he didn't have custody, he cared for Janiah for lengthy periods of time.
I kept her for a month by myself. I was working, going to work, taking her to my sister in my house. I was doing it by myself.
And Rob, Prosecutor Dieters stresses the people at the Hamilton County Jobs and Family Services in charge of custody cases did nothing wrong here. He says they cannot monitor cases 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And court records that Local 12 News obtained today show the baby was removed after the mother, Deasia Watkins, was acting irrationally and speaking of demons. And in those court records, the baby was considered to be in immediate danger. Live in the newsroom, Larry Davis, Local 12 News. Rob, back to you.
Larry, the father is obviously having a difficult time. How was it that the mother had access to the baby? Do we know that yet?
Well, she was ordered to stay away from the child, and the aunt had custody of the baby at the time, and at some point in the last week or so allowed Deasia Watkins, the mother, to move back in. And apparently the aunt was asleep at the time of the murder at her home in College Hill.
That clears up a lot. Thanks very much, Larry. Prosecutor Dieters says a Hamilton County grand jury will hear the case next week. He does not, though, plan to seek the death penalty for Watkins. He says it remains to be seen whether the aunt could face charges because she is the only witness.